Hello everyone, this is Dr. L of Modern Botanica, and I'm speaking with you today about working with Saint Expedite. Now in front of me you see here a glass of water, a candle, actually a couple candles. On one side here we have candles that we distribute from time to time for free to some of our clients at some of our festivals and events that we do. And then also here, this is actually what I'm preparing, which is a package that's set aside for Saint Expedite. So what I want to talk to you about today is what it means to work with Saint Expedite. Saint Expedite, to give you some background history first of all, was a soldier, Roman soldier, who basically committed himself to Christ, to God and Christianity. And in the process, he was killed, he was drowned. So there are certain things that is helpful, I think, when working with him to understand how he works. First and foremost, he doesn't like a lot of light. So when you are working with him, being wary of that. Doesn't mean that you can't light a candle, but being sensitive to that. For example, putting a pair of sunglasses by his picture. Great tool. He also loves gin. We're going to talk about that in a moment. So these are things that you can do to kind of just show your respect for him. Now, when you're working with any saint, including Saint Expedite, they are an middleman between you and God. So they are working on your behalf, but they do not do things on their own. They have to ask God for permission. And this goes to God's permissive will. God has his will. And sometimes he allows us to use our own requests to kind of go to him and ask, and he'll say yes or no through his allowance of us to do certain things. So understanding that, you'll see many videos on how to work with him. This is just a kind of an extension to those videos. First and foremost, Wednesday can be the main day you use to work with him. Are you limited to that day? No. I would definitely suggest that you learn how he works for you. So as you work with him and you develop your spirituality, he may reveal what's best for you. But one of the days you can work with him is on Wednesday. Now, you'll hear that they'll say, oh, have a glass of water when you're working with Saint Expedite, and you'll have it close by to him. Again, Saint Expedite does not mean you have to have a glass of water. And usually the reason why I don't really encourage it is because he's sensitive to water. By the way, that's just me burning incense here. Just so if you see smoke, it's just incense that I burn to remove negative energies. You always got to do that to be mindful of the positive energies in your life and to really allow those energies to kind of stay around you. So that means, oh, sidebar, that means also sometimes having incense burning, for example, like that, could be very helpful in clearing away confusion. If there's sometimes a lot of confusion and you're not sure what you're going to do, one of the great ways of doing that is to kind of burn incense. Sometimes there's negative energy that's prohibiting you from doing so. So one of the things to kind of consider about Saint Expedite is, how do you work with him? You'll see some that say you can just use a candle and a picture. And that is true. Work with him on your own style to kind of get a sense. But more importantly, do not feel like you have to use just water. You can use gin, and I would actually encourage you to use gin, because with him being drowned, that's how he was actually killed. With him being drowned, he's sensitive to water, so he doesn't like a lot of liquids around. So actually using gin, actually, I think is a better substitute. Also, you'll see that sometimes they'll say you'll burn a candle and you'll put the candle behind him. That is an option, and there's nothing wrong with that because of the light. Some people put it in front. That's also an option. Just see how it works for you. I think the main thing is how to make a request. So when you're working with Saint Expedite, some people will say you are to basically make a request, be very clear, which are all true. Be very clear with your request. But some people say, well, it worked for me, while others say, oh, it doesn't work for me. So let me just clarify. Saint Expedite, I think, works. I've used him on many occasions. But I find him to humorous for me. So there's sometimes things will happen and I'm laughing. I will also add that working with Saint Expedite, sometimes, let's say you say I want something by Thursday. Okay? Realistically, next week, Thursday, I want it to be here. And then what happens sometimes is it may happen Friday. Those are the little nuances that I notice about working with him. And I don't know exactly why that is. I always chalk it up to humor, because sometimes when I ask for things and they happen, there's a little twist that he gives me. So my relationship with him, I perceive him as somewhat humorous. But I would definitely say he's very good for business, good for money. Don't be unrealistic. Please don't go to him and say, oh, I want $10,000 by next week. If that's not within your normal realm, don't even bother wasting his time for that. But let's say you have a bill and you're just struggling paying a cell phone bill, and you're like, oh shoot, I kind of overspent. So can you please provide that opportunity for me to have it? He may provide it in a way that you may not see. It may not be, here's money. He may guide you to someone who'll be able to say, hey, I could definitely give you a side job, make some money this week. So you've got to be open in your thinking of working with him. But he will present opportunities with you if you are open. In many cases, if it's something simple, he can do that in no time. And if it's something a little bit requiring love, haha, you can work with him for love. But what I would definitely say is just be very clear what you want. If you're saying, oh, bring my ex-boyfriend back to me, no, that's not going to happen. There's a certain energy in working with the spirits. But if you say, I want to have a great loving experience, can you please present me a great date within the next week and describe it and exactly what you want from it? And don't say, hey, I want a serious relationship. Just, I want to have the options of experiencing. That might be something doable. You just have to find the right prayers. You go online, you'll find many. There's actually a website for him only, so check that out as well, and just write down your request, being clear and what you're going to do in return to acknowledge him. So just be mindful. It's not about what you want, but how do you spread the word of working with Saint Expedite. I hope this video has been very helpful, and I hope that it's just an addition to what's already out there, understanding how he works. Have a blessed day. See you soon. Until next time.